My next guest transforms every stage she steps onto into a world of glamour, fearless creativity, and clever wit. Known as the Queen of Treorchy from growing up in the Rhondda Valley, she proudly brought Welsh culture to the main stage of RuPaul's Drag Race UK Series 7. She's a fierce competitor and a shining example of self-expression and queer pride. And with millions of likes on social media and a UK upcoming tour, it's clear that she's only just getting started. It's an absolute pleasure to welcome Catrin Feelings to These Three Things. Catrin, how are you today?
Hello, I'm good, thank you. Thank you so much for having me.
Our pleasure. Lovely. Where are you?
So I'm in Cardiff in my flat, over by my makeup setup, hence why the lighting looks absolutely gorgeous on me.
It's fabulous. I'm loving all the wigs behind you. How many have you accumulated now?
Well, this is actually only half of them. Down in the Rhondda with Mum and Dad, up in the attic, they've got like half my drag there. It's like a storage unit up in the attic. But I want to say, there's a good 20 of them on those shelves.
Is it really?
I know, it's crazy. I have more room for them.
So how are you feeling after the finale and the final? Does it still feel, are you still pinching yourself about the whole experience?
Do you know what? I actually am. Now and then, I just go back to my Instagram stories from when I was on the show. And the day that I always go back and rewatch is that one day in August when the cast got announced, and yeah, just seeing my video there and like, you know, it's starting off with me speaking Welsh and just the whole thing about it, seeing the whole community and people sharing it is just, it's one of those pinch me moments to be like, I've been on Drag Race, like that actually happened. Yeah, it's all still surreal. And even when people like come up to me in the shop being like, are you catching feelings? Like that, just, I'm not used to it. I never know how to react either. So I'm always a bit shy, like, I am, yeah.
Oh, adorable. You seem to have a really genuinely lovely rapport with RuPaul. Have you got a close connection?
Do you know what? I feel like a lot of queens feel the same when they get on the show. The sort of vibe of like, you know, RuPaul is like this icon that we've seen throughout our entire lives on this TV show. And we always feel like she's that sort of like goddess type thing where you're just like, oh, I couldn't speak to her. I couldn't say hello. Gosh, no, she's here to do a job and so am I. But when you get there, she just breaks that idea up. Like you go there and she just talks to you just so like naturally and just so like caring. The best way I can describe RuPaul is that she's like a mother. Like she's just there to look after us. She wants the best for us. And yeah, it's just to have that conversation or to ever have that interaction with RuPaul is just, it's just golden. And like when I watch the show back, you know, there's those moments when she talks with the judges. Now, we don't get to see that when we're there filming. We get to see that the same time that everyone else does. So to see her say stuff like, oh, I really like that Catrin Feelings. Like, she's this, she's that. I'm just like, is this actually happening? Is RuPaul actually, like, talking about me? It's just so crazy. But no, she is just a gem, honestly.
That's so lovely to hear. And we really are so proud of you. I absolutely loved it when she said you represent Wales so beautifully and we all cheered. So let's get stuck in now. As you know, I ask you 3 questions. Which one person, place and treasured possession have profoundly impacted your life and why? So let's start with the person. Who have you chosen?
So I have chosen, breaking the rules a little bit, but I have chosen Little Mix, the girl group. I've followed them since they were on X Factor, and I feel like, in a way, I feel like they've shaped my life.
I love that. Okay, so essentially you've chosen 4, but if we just make them 1 for now.
Yeah, why not?
Okay, tell me, what is it? When did this begin?
So I think the obsession definitely started back in 2011 when they won the X Factor. Like, I remember watching the entire season, following them all the way through it. And the thing with X Factor, what you always find is that you feel like you're living the same life with them. Like, you're going through this, like, competition with them. You were supporting them. You're, like, watching these little sad stories that they're having now and then. And I remember that year as well, they were having, like, on YouTube, they had behind the scenes type things, and you get to know the the competitors a bit more. And Little Mix's chemistry was just always something that stood out. Like, if we look back, they were four girls that got put together. They never went into the competition as a group. They just got put together and they gelled so well. And yeah, and like they were really young at the time. I was really young at the time as well. And it was just nice to see like someone young going on the X Factor and doing so like successful. And then when it comes to like them throughout their entire career, they've just always been so inspirational. They've always spoken out about things that affect them and things that affect people within the world. For instance, Jade Thirlwall, you know, she is doing so much for the queer community, like especially right now with her solo career. She is like standing up for so many things that she thinks is right. Like she's doing so much for like, you know, trans youth and like just loads of like different things. And like she's like been the best type of ally there is by just speaking up and like doing her part for the community. And that's the best thing about Little Mix is that they're just four normal girls that have lived so many different lives like the rest of us. And yeah, the way that they just speak so openly about things is absolutely beautiful. Another one that comes to mind is like Jessie Nelson now with how she's speaking up
Yeah.
about, you know, her mental health and what she's unfortunately now going through with her twins, which is so sad to see. But it's just so nice how she takes control of that and like, you know, speaks out about it. Like I know that means so much for like other mothers that are in the world. So yeah, these girls are just so inspirational. I feel like I just attach myself to that because they just it's just what they are doing is just great. I can't like put it into words, but the way that they are just so inspirational just means so much to me.
Yeah, it's obviously really tapped into your heart and meant a lot to you as a youngster that you've then followed and applied, you know, in your own life and in your own persona here on stage. Have you been in touch with them? Do they know of you? Have you met? Do you hang out? Tell me more.
So, after the finale of Drag Race, I just randomly had a message off this one company just being like, "Oh, hiya, are you available this date? Jade wants you to perform at her birthday party." Which, when you see something like that, you're just like, "Oh no, that's a scam. It's fake. Like, no, that wouldn't actually happen." But then I was just like, "But I'm intrigued, so I'm going to dive into this and see what's going to happen."
And I'm available.
Even if I had anything else booked, I would have cancelled it straight away. But yeah, I looked into it, and yeah, Jade is a massive fan of Drag Race. She's been on so many seasons as a judge on the UK franchise of Drag Race. And yeah, she's watched the show and she wanted me and the other top four, so Elle, Bones, and Selexa, and me. She wanted us to just perform her new song that she just released at her birthday party in London, which I was just like, this is absolutely crazy. And yeah, I went there. It was all true. It was all real. And I got to meet her, which was it was just like a full circle moment, just being like such a massive fan to performing her brand new song right in front of her was, it's like a dream come true. And it sounds terrible to say, but I know I've been on Drag Race, but that was the best thing that ever happened to me.
That topped it. Okay. Well,
100%.
what an honor. But did you get to have you sat and told Jade just what an impact she's had on your life and how she is affecting your community?
Do you know what? I couldn't bring myself to say it because I was just like, I was trying to stay cool, but inside I was just like, oh my god, oh my gosh, it's Jade. But no, like I just said thank you. If anything, I said thank you for the music or ABBA. I just said to her like, honestly, the stuff that she's been releasing is just like what we needed in pop music. We just needed that sort of like renaissance of pop and she just brought it. But no, if I could like have like a sit down with her, I would just tell her everything that I'm like so grateful for, like everything that I've just said, and just, you know, I'm just obsessed with her. I'm obsessed with Little Mix, and yeah, for me to have that conversation with her was just crazy. Do you know what was gutting as well? So, because we were like in like a club sort of set, and the music was quite loud, and I feel like with both of us, we have very like thick accents. Her being from Newcastle and me being from the South Wales Valleys, so I feel like there was a bit of like miscommunication between us both, but I felt like we just gelled. There was just that one little connection that we were just like, oh, it was just crazy.
I can totally believe that. Where was the party? Which club in London?
So it was in the Electro Works, I want to say, which is like, the best way I can describe it is that it's like a warehouse and you can just decorate it however you want. And yeah, the theme was, because it was around Christmas time, the theme was the Jade that stole Christmas. So Jade was dressed up as the Grinch, and she looked amazing. She had prosthetics on her face. She had this massive green wig. She looked incredible. If anything, I felt terribly underdressed, and I'm a drag queen. So yeah, and it was crazy. The event was sponsored by Nando's. So after I performed, there was a free Nando's meal for me, which I was like, oh, can't go wrong. And also, I was sponsored by Lush, so I got to like just get a few like free bits and bobs, which I still got them now, which is, oh, it's just amazing. Do
What fun.
you know what I mean?
One of the things I love about this podcast, and I've said this a few times now, but you know, the person that we choose, or the four in this case,
Yeah.
but let's just say you'll get the opportunity to let Jade know from her watching this just what a profound and positive impact she had on you and all the way through. I mean, 2011, how old were you then?
Oh, yeah, 11, 12, I would say.
A bubba.
Yeah, I think so.
I never stopped
Yeah.
listening to them since. What's your favourite track? I know mine.
Oh. Ooh. Okay, at the moment, after being through a breakup, one of my favourites is No Time for Tears, which is one of those ones where it's just like, oh, I'm not crying now, I'm moving on, I'm happy, I'm like, yay, singing and dancing. So like, and that's the best thing with their music. I feel like there's a song for every single thing you're going through in your life. But one of the ones that had the biggest impact on me, and is a very, very old song, is one of the OGs, and it's Wings.
Okay.
Wings has got me through so much. And every time I perform at a Pride event, I will always sing Wings, because it's just a song about like hope. It's just a song about like, being yourself and not caring what anyone else has got to say about you. It's just, be yourself and let your wings, help you fly. Yeah.
It's so true, isn't it? We are just not going to be everyone's cup of tea. And who cares?
Exactly.
You've just got to fall in love with who you are and back yourself at every stage. And you are doing that. And we in Wales are so proud of you. And tell me, you've got an upcoming tour. So I know it starts soon. How are you feeling about that?
Oh, do you know what? I'm terrible. I will always plan things last minute. If I've got like a gig on Friday, say, I will probably plan it on the Thursday. But with it being like a little gig, that's fine. With this being an actual tour, I should probably get things sorted. No, to be fair, I've got the idea. The idea is there. I've not practiced it, but the idea is there. I have, however, sorted out outfits. Very important. I got to look my best on tour. So the outfits are sorted. I just need to practice it.
How many changes do you have to make? How many costume changes?
So basically, for my number, I'm doing a Bonnie Tyler number. It's got to be done.
Love it.
It's got to be done. I'm doing Holding Out for a Hero, and then it's going to transition into Tall Eclipse. So what I want to do, I won't say what I'm going to do, but there will be a costume change at one point. So I'm going to have to figure that out. I'm hoping someone comes on stage and just rips the costume off me so I can just be like, oh, wow, look. But no, it should work fine. I have confidence in myself that I'll be able to do it. I've not practiced it, but I've got confidence that I'll be able to do it.
No doubt. Absolutely no doubt. Well, I've absolutely loved hearing about your person, Jade, and the rest of Little Mix, the whole of Little Mix, and how they have profoundly impacted your life. What a lovely start. Okay, let's go on to your place. Where in the world have you chosen as that one place that makes your heart and soul sing?
So, the one place that I have chosen, so this place has got a few names. To me and my family, we call it the Zigzags, but it's actually a mountain, and it's called Tinabedu Mountain. So that mountain is the mountain. How many times am I going to say mountain? Honest to God.
But you say it so beautifully. Say it again.
I said it's so Welsh, mountain. Yeah, it's the mountain behind my family home down in the Rhondda. So yeah, I grew up at like the foot of a mountain. Oh my gosh, because living in the valleys, they're everywhere. You can't drive 5 minutes up the road without seeing one.
Yes,
and it's such a beautiful, just like it's just a lush walk. Every time there would be snow, we would always go up there with our sleds and stay all the way down there, because there was just this perfect path in the form of a zigzag, hence why we call it the Zigzags. And yeah, it's just the best place to go. And I remember when I was younger, me and my friends would always go up there, because now this is very dangerous, and there's a reason why there's bars there now. They would have like this sort of sewage system. I don't know, it wasn't like a sewage system. It was like this sort of like tunnel from the top of the mountain down to the bottom to like this big lake. And I think it was just for the water to run through. But me and my friends would, every time we would go up there, we would always take that route through these tunnels, which was probably not safe, but I'm still alive. So
Yeah, you're here.
yeah, I've just got like so many memories of it. And it's just always that feeling of when you get to the top of the mountain, that feeling of just like, oh, I've done it. I've just done that. Like, oh my gosh. And then the view from the top is absolutely gorgeous. The valleys for views cannot be beat. It is just, it's like looking down at your kingdom. It's just absolutely gorgeous. And when you see like the other valleys, like you can see the Bulk, you can see the Ricos, it's just gorgeous. All the greenery, all the trees, all like the, you know, the views, and you can see the rugby field. It's just like that is to me home. Do you know what I mean?
Absolutely, I know what you mean. Of course, I know what you mean. And your parents are still in the Rhondda, still in this village?
Yeah, they're still there. They're still there. I don't think they will ever leave because every time I ring them, they're just like, "Yeah, we're getting the kitchen done. Oh yeah, we've taken the bathroom out. Okay, so your room is not there anymore." I'm just like, "Okay, great. Okay, what else you haven't done?" No, Treorchy, like it's home to me, home to my family, and yeah, it's just a beautiful place, honestly. And it's one of those places where everyone knows each other. You could literally, when I was younger, you could never go down the road without having to stop for half an hour so mum and dad can speak to someone. Like, honest to God, it's just. But I feel like that's like such a shared experience that everyone has experienced, where you just can't go out with your parents without them talking to someone for half an hour, and you've just got to stand there like, right, okay, holding the shop in, like, oh, right, okay, yeah, here we go.
100%. I mean, we Welsh. I remember when I first moved back, I said to my mum, is everyone really nosy? And she went, no, everyone's really interested and they're warm. And there's a warmth here and a curiosity to make sure that you're okay. And that's what you get. And that's the community feeling that you've grown up in and grown around. And how are they responding to your success back home?
Oh, do you know what? It's the best thing ever. When I went into Drag Race, I never really saw it as like, oh, here I am to represent Wales, if anything. Because the thing is, when you go to Drag Race, there's like so many things you've got to think of. Prior to Drag Race, you've got to have like a month of like preparing outfits, jokes, you know, song lyrics and stuff like that. So when I was going in, I was just like, I was in that headspace. Right, it's competition now. I need to win this, and that's what I was doing. And then I didn't really like feel like, okay, I'm here to represent Wales until I got out and seen everyone's reactions. And the thing that I loved most, what people reacted to, was like my little Welsh references, like my outfits. I had a few outfits on the show that were references to like Welsh culture, such as the traditional Welsh lady outfit.
Loved it. My favourite.
Thank you very much, and mine. And also just whenever I would speak Welsh, like when I was there, do you know what? That's one thing. Everyone would always be like, "Oh, did you do it on purpose that you would speak Welsh?" And I'm just like, "Well, no. It's just, you know, it's just a language I speak. It's just, you know, it's just something which pops up now and then." But when we would speak in confessionals, my story producer, every time I would say something, she would go, "Now, how would you say that in Welsh?" And every time she would do that, that would always be kept in the episode, which I was just like, if anything, I was grateful for it because it's such a big thing to see the Welsh language like on this platform such as Drag Race, especially for in the queer community. And just seeing everyone's reactions to it has been amazing. And it just reminds me like why I did do it. Like, although I was doing it for myself and for my drag scene, but I was also doing it for, you know, that just Welsh representation, which we, dare I say, really get on something as big as this. And yeah, the reaction I've had for it has been the best. Like, you know, no one can support like the Welsh can, you know.
Yeah, I do. So when was the last time you climbed the zigzags? Have you been up there since you've been a finalist?
I don't feel like I've been up there for years because I feel like life's just busy these days. But I would love, because I'm getting back into running at the moment, and I'm always looking for like different running paths, and I would like to like go and do that because that will be definitely a challenge of running up the mountain for one. But yeah, it would just be nice to just get back there and just see how much different it is. Because I feel like when you get older and you go back to these childhood places, I feel like everything's different. I feel like because
Yes.
I feel like everything always looks like bigger when you're younger, but now I'm a bit older, I'm a bit taller. I feel like everything just looks so like small. Like every time I go back like for Christmas over mum and dad's and I stay in my bedroom, I'm just like, how did I live in here? Oh, I can't move.
Well, it doesn't exist anymore, does it? Your room's gone.
The bed is there. That's it. It's now my mum's dressing room, which, if anything, I don't blame her. If I had a spare room in the house, I would definitely change it into a changing room.
Oh,
Because honestly, I'm in a one bed flat, and it's like I haven't got a room for Catrin. Catrin's got every room in the flat, as have I. I've just got a little corner. I've got a cupboard, whereas Catrin's got shelves.
of course she does. But I love that choice. I love the thought because I have I have a mountain just behind where I live here. And every now and again, I actually climbed it on New Year's Eve. And there is something about getting to the top and just looking over. For here, it's Cardiff. But that view, and you just take a moment and take a breath and think, God, what's coming next down the road? It's a real sort
Yeah.
of moment of stillness where you feel like being out in nature and just being back where you've been since you were a tiny tot. You've been up and down that same path and you've been on such a big journey since. So I've loved hearing that. Thank you so much. To the Zigzags, remind me of its proper name, please.
Tinnabedu Mountain, I want to say, because it's called that because the mountain used to be a slag heap. Because obviously with the valleys and like the coal tips and stuff like that, that's what that mountain is. And it used to be Tinnabedu Collieries. So yeah.
Lovely. Well, say hi to Kevin and Andrea when you next see them, watching your dad come on to episode 10. He really brought a tear to my eye because the love that he has for you and what he showed and just the way he spoke, the pride in which he spoke about your journey was wonderful to see. So say hi to Kevin and Andrea. Okay, let's go on to the final question. So one treasured item
Yes, one.
that has a profound impact upon your life. What have you chosen?
So the item that I chose, it's so my thing is like I want like we both know I wanted to choose more than one thing
Right.
because these items hold like a big part in my life. It's one of those things which I cannot get rid of because of who they came from and that person's intention. So basically my one thing is whatever bracelet my mum would ever get me for Christmas or for my birthday. So I feel like when I was younger, I went through a phase of just wearing bracelets. There was just something about it which I always loved. I remember when I was in school, all the girls would have like these Jesus bracelets, just like these little charms with Jesus on them for some reason. And there would always be another one with like skulls on like this little like bit of rope. And I always used to love them. And I would always see the girls walk around wearing them. And I would always be like, oh, well, I want to wear that. I want that as well. So I remember when I went to a shop and I found like one with skulls on it, which I've still got it actually. I just loved it. I remember showing my mum and she was just like, oh, well, if you like bracelets, yeah, wear them. Like mum and dad's always been like that. Like, if that's what you want to do, then go for it. If that's what makes you happy, go for it. And I feel like ever since then, mum always gets me bracelets, which I feel like I don't know if she knows or not, but I just don't wear bracelets anymore. But I hope she doesn't find that out because I'm always still grateful every time that she will buy me a bracelet because I feel like every time she does, there's thought that goes into it. And yeah, this one that I've got now. Do you know what? So I've actually got like it's like, this is my fortune bowl that I've got in the furthest left-hand corner of my house.
Oh, can we see it? Is it possible for you? So for anyone watching now, let's have a little look.
So it's got this gold leaf because gold is a sign of like in spirituality, like gold means wealth and abundance. It's got a lot of like loose change. It's got photos of friends and family. It's got loads of like things that I've saved all for my life. Like I've got like one of my nana's hankies. I've got a toy that I've had since I was a child, and like just a bunch of crystals. So fortune, although it's like something material, it's also something spiritual. So yeah, everything which is important to me is in that bowl. Stuff like money, family and friends, and like material items, because those are the things I find that are most important to me. And every time or every Christmas or my birthday where my mum would buy me a bracelet, it means so much to me that I go straight in that bowl.
Do you have one there, a bracelet that I can see?
Well, actually, when I went to go and have a look for one in that bowl, the first one that came to my hand, and I'm very much that type of person where like I don't feel like I grab for something, that thing gravitates to me, if that makes sense. So I grabbed this one out.
Oh, it's so happy, the little rainbow with an E. I love
And I
that.
feel like this is like so homemade. I'm not sure if she did make it or not, but if she did, that would make it like so much even better. And then it's got an E for my boy name, which is Ellis. And yeah, I just like it. But I think she's also got one as well.
Oh, that's adorable.
isn't it?
I love it. It's really happy.
It is.
Tell me about, I got the feeling that you were deeply spiritual. And how has that come to you? And how do you practice it? How does it show up in your life, if you don't mind me asking?
So spirituality, I feel like it's always been something which has always been in my life, but I feel like only in recent years I've come to accept it more, if that makes sense. One thing I've always found in my life is that I've always been very lucky, very abundant. Like it's just always something I've noticed. I remember like when I was younger, just being like, oh my gosh, how am I this lucky, you know? And I feel like as I get older and doing more like research into like these things such as spirituality, um, I just like start to understand things a bit more. And I feel like crystals got me into it. I remember me and my friends went to a vintage fair like years ago in the 2010s, and we all picked up like these necklaces each, and they all had a crystal on it. And the one which I picked up was an amethyst. And then I done research afterwards, and amethyst is really good for like anxiety. And I was all really anxious when I was younger. So for me to like gravitate towards that, I was just like, oh my gosh, like there was a meaning why I had that. And yeah, then I just done a bunch of research into it, bought a loads of crystals, and yeah, and then I just started practicing spirituality a bit more. Like, I'm learning more about like using my conscience, about like meditation, about showing gratitude, and I'm very much like in time with the universe. Like, I'm always in the mindset. Like when I was saying about how I felt like I've always been lucky, I now see that as the universe always wants what's best for me. And yeah, the universe has always given me these things in my life to learn from. So it's like there is never a bad situation, it's always a lesson. If something bad happens in my life, it's not to hurt me, it's for me to grow from and learn from it. And yeah, and I've always seen it like that. And like these days now, I'm a bit more like hopeful with life, because I see it as like my manuscript has been written out and I'm just now following it. It's like the universe has got a plan for me, and that plan is for me to always, have this grateful, abundant life that I will always love, sort of thing. Yeah.
Here, here, and so deserving. That's such a trusting attitude and such a positive attitude and such a positive message. I love that, that you're not being punished at any time. You're here to go through your cycles of learning and understand the lesson and then move forward and just pat yourself on the back and keep going.
Yeah, exactly.
And tell me, when you spoke about, being an anxious youngster, how do you deal with that today? Do you feel, because obviously you're performing live, and that it's an industry that's fiercely competitive, and I'm sure that anxiety can raise its head from now and again. How do you talk yourself through those moments?
My thing, which I've always said, and whenever someone asks me for advice when it comes to like drag or just confidence, I would always say, you know what you want to do in life and what your goals and dreams are. Just aim towards them. Like with me, I've always been a performer. As soon as I'm on stage, I'm never anxious. That anxiety just goes because I just love singing, I love dancing, I love making people laugh. So yeah, and I feel like that's what drag has done for me. It's just for me to like celebrate my queer personality and just giving me that opportunity to just perform. And yeah, I've just always loved it throughout my entire life. And like performing, like whenever it would be performing arts classes, singing lessons, or like dance class, or anything like that, that's where I would always feel like my most comfortable. And if I wasn't doing anything like that, that's when I feel like the anxiety would kick in. Like even like these days now, like I've got like quite a bit like bad social anxiety. Like if I'm in like with a group of people, I'm probably like the quietest. Whereas if Catrin's in a group of people, oh, I'm the loudest. But yeah, it's just something I've always like lived with, and I would never like try and say like it's something which like holds me back or stops me. I feel like these days now I'm a bit more better in like controlling it and understanding like what my triggers are, and just moving on, because I'm the type of person where like I don't like being held back. It's like right now I've got shin splints, so I'm like trying to get more into running, and I'm just like no, I want to keep going. Like that's very much like my attitude when it comes to these things, and I don't like things that hold me back. And when anxiety like kicks in, I'm just like, oh well, I'm gonna fight against it. Like I don't want to feel like this. I want to like I want to like have my voice heard. I want to like do this. I want to do that. I want to make friends, type of thing. So yeah, it's just one of those things where I'm just like, yeah, I'm one very stubborn. So I'm like, I know what I want. I'm going to get there, whatever it takes. So I'm going to make my way there. And I'm also that type of person where, like, I don't like things holding me back. So I'm just going to, you know, venture through it, if that makes sense.
Yeah, it makes total sense. And actually, you can have both personalities live peacefully side by side. You know, when you need your downtime and to be an introvert, choose that. And when you need to dress up and go out and bring the extrovert out, that can coexist. So it's about that listening, isn't it? And really understanding that if you've got a good relationship with yourself, and like I said, if you back yourself on every level, then it's all going to just roll out somewhere glorious.
Yes.
But I love your positivity. And it strikes me that when you are at your creative heights, you are at your happiest, truly.
100%.
And that is very evident from what we've seen. So, well, this has been absolutely gorgeous. I've loved listening to your three things to Little Mix. Can I just tell you my favourite Little Mix song?
Please.
Love Me Like You. It will never, ever not get me in the mood. I'm just, sometimes I play this game, which is if you could be any member of a girl band at any stage in your life. And mine was always Mutya from the Sugar Babes.
Oh, yes.
But when Love Me Like You comes on, there's just joy in the room. So to Little Mix and to everything that they have positively impacted upon your life, and I hope they get to hear this episode to know and understand the depth of that, and to the Zigzag Mountain in the wonderful Rhondda Valley and Treorchy Village and the community there that's held you and continues to do so, and to every trinket your mum Andrea has ever given you, but especially that little bracelet. Are you a hoarder, by the way? I get the idea. I get the feeling you might be a bit of a hoarder.
I am terrible. However, in spirituality, it's good to like be a bit minimalist.
Have a clear out.
Yes, and have a clear out. So I am very much like that, but there's always things in the wardrobe, isn't there, that just hold that sort of, it's like I've still got my first dress, which I ever bought for when I was performing in drag. Like, it doesn't fit me and it looks ugly, but I will always keep it because that was my first ever dress. But there's just always things that I have always got in the flat, which I will probably never get rid of.
Well, thank you so much for coming on. I hope you've enjoyed it.
I have. Thank you so much for having me. I appreciate it.
And good luck with the tour and everything that's to come. Mwah. Lovely to see you.
Thank you.
How lovely to have the brilliant Catrin Feelings on today. Truly someone who is walking a big path and bringing as much sparkle and joy to us all. If you have enjoyed today, please do press subscribe or follow now. It doesn't take much time. It doesn't cost anything to do so, but it does make a huge difference in getting this podcast made. And if you know of a friend who may enjoy this episode, please share it. Until next time, thank you. Bye-bye.